Have you ever wondered how societal beliefs evolve? Beliefs are changed in a variety of ways, but in order to create lasting political change and popularize beliefs, activists organize movements. 20 years ago, change would have been enacted through flyers, petitioning, and talking to people to organize. But now we can gather attention in a matter of seconds through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. There are more demonstrations, social movements, and protests today than at any given time in history. The way they are organized has also been greatly altered by social media. Social media is the way we communicate and connect. In fact, data from 11 countries show that between 43 and 64% of 9 to 17-year-olds look for news online, while 12 to 27% of children discuss political problems online. The Overton window of political possibility is the range of ideas the public is willing to consider and accept. For example, a politician seeking to maximize their chances of re-election should determine where the Overton window for key policy issues is via public opinion polls and other means so they can successfully campaign on those ideas. In the United States, the idea of women's suffrage was once considered fringe or extreme. So too was the idea of different races mixing in public, or integration. The fact that both of these ideas are now deemed common sense reflects the progress in shifting the Overton window in this country. In contemporary times, some ideas that have previously been perceived as extreme have turned into movements incredibly rapidly via social media. Social media has had the power to popularize unimaginable ideas and gather substantial, tangible support for them. A good example of a movement created via social media is Occupy Wall Street. This 2011 protest used Twitter to create an international movement bringing awareness to economic inequality. While Occupy was by many accounts a disjointed, leaderless, and arguably failed movement, its success and mobilization sowed the seeds that bore fruit in subsequent activist campaigns. A recent successful activist campaign organized digitally via social media has been Black Lives Matter. This movement has proven wildly successful at mobilizing young people towards a cause. Not only that, BLM has made an effort to shift the Overton window in this country by demanding the abolition of the police. Through dissemination of protest guides, syllabi, webinars, hashtags, and the like, BLM has attracted the entire world. By contrast to movements like Occupy, since George Floyd's death, cities have cut billions of dollars from police budgets, school districts have severed ties with police, multiple police reform and accountability bills have been introduced in Congress, and cities like Minneapolis have vowed to defund policing. Plenty of work remains, but the link between activism, the internet, and material action seems to have deepened. Is the Overton window shifting? Let me know in the comments. While the goals of BLM aim for a racially equitable society, the Capitol Hill insurrection that took place this year is a representation of the sometimes dangerous power of social media when it is in the wrong hands. The recent Capitol insurrection, responsible for 5 deaths, was organized mainly via alternative social media platforms. However, the groups have grown over the years on mainstream platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Traditional mass media could never have created the impact that the internet has. Newspaper, radio, and television are highly regulated by the states. Social media, on the other hand, offers ease of use, ubiquity, distributed and reliable by design, censorship adverse, skilled, dedicated, and useful people already connected, and the fact that social media companies are reluctant to be seen as instruments of the state. Social media has given platforms to extreme viewpoints. However, this is a double-edged sword. Creating an online movement is far less difficult than turning it into real policy change. New eras of protest will have to learn how to combine the ease of speed and online connectivity with the long-term face-to-face organizing that gives physical protest its strength and staying power. Ultimately, social media is an incredible instrument for changing public perception and policy if we use it correctly and use it for good. Thank you.